Hey guys, Jesse Bear here with Abundant Living Ecuador, coming to you today on Monday, June 26th, 2017, here from our offices in Loja, Ecuador. Quick video for you tonight on Loja, Ecuador. Why you as somebody considering living elsewhere should have Loja, Ecuador on your short list of possibilities. So I'm going to run down, I've lived here for about 4 years. I'm going to run down, what I love about this place, like why I think it's just a really, really cool place to live. You really have to start with the weather, with the climate. Now, is it an absolutely ideal climate for me? No, I like heat and sun. So for me, somewhere that's in the 80s all the time and has a lot of sun would be better for me. Loja is much more temperate than that, but for most people, it's pretty great. You're in the 60s and 70s almost all of the time. Basically 100% of the time, you're in the 60s and 70s. You have a rare occasion where you dip below, the 60s, and a rare occasions where you dip, where you shoot up above 80. But generally speaking, 60s and 70s, very often in the low to mid 70s. So super comfortable climate. It does rain a good amount. That's maybe a little bit of a drawback, and it's sunny a good portion of the time, but not, all the time. So climate's sweet here. The culture, it's a really cool town. It's a city. There's close to 250,000 people here, but I call it a town. It's really like a town. It functions as a town. Everyone knows each other. There's a huge amount of trust. Trust like you would never expect coming from place in the States or something. You're signing some legal document, but people know you, or even if they don't know you, but you forgot something, just come back later and give it to us, kind of thing. Or I'll start the service. You sign the contract on Wednesday when you're the guys here. Whatever. It's just trust is no problem. Paying people back. I forgot my wallet. Maybe I'll pay you tomorrow. No problem. Very trusting. Very much functions like a town. People are very polite. People are very, it's a really a nice culture here. And that sort of, I think, leads into another very important topic, which is safety. It's just a very, very safe city. The chances of you getting robbed like on the street or being the victim of some sort of violent crime is practically none. There are break-ins, there's normal petty crime, petty theft stuff, of course, but in general, really extremely safe city. I walk around on foot any time of night or day in any neighborhood with no fear whatsoever. I think it's a perfect sized city as well, because it's big enough that it has everything, but it's small enough that it's super navigable, and you don't deal with problems of larger cities like traffic. Now, right now, during the making of this video, there actually is a little bit of traffic problems because it got roads shut down all over the city for a big regeneration project that they're doing. But before they started that, and once they finish it, very few traffic issues. You can cruise around the city in a car. If you spend 30 seconds or a minute in traffic, that's a lot here. So, that's really nice, I think. And that's sort of, that size, it's kind of the Goldilocks. I think it's really the Goldilocks, both size and climate. It's really not too hot, not too cold, both for weather, but then the size of the city as well is really a nice mix of convenience of a city, yet functionality of a town as far as the people and the culture and the ease of stuff. Medical care, I should touch on. 2 large hospitals, a bazillion clinics, good medical care. Certainly checks that box. And then we just have to talk about cost. And would this be true in other parts of Ecuador? Sure. But the rent in Loja is particularly inexpensive for cities. So, if you're looking to rent something out, anywhere between $200 up to, $800, basically covers the range of options. You can go a little higher than that if you're looking for a really, really luxurious large house. Then you can get higher than 800 certainly. But between 200 and 800, you've got amazing options. And cost of living is just really low, so it's a for now really inexpensive place to live. Worth talking about what's around here. And actually, before I do that, so Loja itself, the city, is not the prettiest city in the world. If you're just straight up looking for aesthetic beauty, I think some European city would probably fit the bill better. Even Cuenca here in Ecuador is definitely prettier city. That being said, the surrounding areas, including just the mountains, that you look at all the time while you're in the city, are gorgeous. And then you're so close to nature. The way Loja is, and some other cities in Ecuador, it's just built right into the valley. And then as soon as you get outside of the valley, you're super rural. So there's no sprawl. You're either in the city or you're in nature, the country. We're right next to Podocarpus National Park, which is incredible national park. Those sorts of things, those sorts of nature excursions and hikes and waterfalls and water and food and production and all that sort of stuff is perfect for here. Tons and tons of options. We're also really close to a lot of cool stuff. So, for example, Loja's 35 minutes and 45 minutes, respectively, from Malacatos and Vilcabamba. Those two towns are 10 minutes apart from one another. Vilcabamba, you've probably, I won't talk about that in this video, but it's a very popular area. Warmer climate than Loja, both those areas, and very popular destination for foreigners. Cool town. We're an hour from Zamora, which is the jungle, the Orient. It's the beginning of the Orient. So if you want to go into the Orient and do all that kind of stuff, which is amazing, the plant life and water and indigenous stuff and all that kind of stuff in there is really, really cool. Totally different climate as well, much more humid, and in most places quite a bit warmer. And we're 45 minutes from Catamayo, which has the airport, so there's transportation in and out, no problem. Almost every day you've got 2 flights to Guayaquil and Quito. As well, we're about an hour, 20 minutes or so to Saraguro, which is higher elevation, cold, much cooler there, but that's a really cool indigenous town, worth checking out, has some interesting stuff. Another either positive or negative about Loja is there's not very few expats here. So I think it's a place that'll change. It's already changing little by little, but still very, very few. So you don't have all those preconceived notions necessarily about foreigners that you have in places where there's lots of foreigners. People kind of take you at face value and treat you for how you act and that sort of stuff. So. Very cool city. Like, I love living here. Yes, I could go for a little bit warmer climate personally, but the parks and the surrounding area and the people and the ease, it's a very comfortable place to live. And I really recommend you checking it out if you're looking for a great spot outside of where you currently live. Again, I'm Jesse Bayer, Abundant Living Ecuador. You can find us on our website, A as in Apple, B as in boy, Ecuador.com. You can email me at Jesse, Jesse, at abecuador.com. And call us on our toll-free line from U.S. and Canada, 888-999-0948. 888-999-0948. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.